We're looking down to the Jezreel Valley. Do you know where Jezreel Valley is mentioned in the Bible? This is Ron Silberman for All Israel News. The prophet Hosea says, "And it shall come to pass that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel." Yes, the valley of Jezreel. Why does Hosea speak about the valley of Jezreel as the place where the bow of Israel will be broken? Can you see the play on words? Israel, Jezreel. In Hebrew, Israel, Yisrael. Very similar sound. Today, the valley of Jezreel is very fertile, is green, full of settlements, Israelite settlements. But when the first pioneers, Zionists, came here in the end of 19th century, it was all swamps, abandoned, and malaria. But what was this place in the time of the Bible? So there was a city called Jezreel or Yisrael, which means God will sow. And it's here, exactly behind us, that city. And the whole valley is called after that city. But what happened in that city? Let me tell you. Here is a story of 3 episodes that happened here in Jezreel. First episode, King Ahab comes here in the winter. This is his winter palace. And from his window, he sees a nice vineyard. And he really wants that vineyard for himself. But this vineyard belonged to someone else, a guy called Naboth, the Jezreelite. And King Ahab goes to Naboth and asks for the vineyard to himself. And Naboth said, "No, I cannot give it to you. It's the inheritance of my forefathers." And the king is sad. So he goes to his wife and she says, "Why are you sad? You're the king of Israel. Let me fix those things." And she brings some judges, some witnesses to testify false about Naboth, and they blame him for cursing the God of Israel and send him to death. And then the king inherit the vineyards of Naboth. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2. The Lord of Israel sent Elijah to Ahab. Elijah comes to Ahab and tells him, "Have you murdered and also taken possession?" And Ahab is offended. Wow, how was that revealed to God? And Elijah curses him and tells him that he will die. End of episode 2. Episode 3. After Ahab died in a war, his son Jehoram was also wounded in a war and comes to rest in Jezreel. But there is a coup. A general of his army, the name of Jehu, comes and attacks Jehoram and kills him here in Jezreel. And this is the way this terrible story ends, with a lot of blood. But this is not the end. Let me tell you what Hosea the prophet has to say about all that. Hosea, who was a prophet who prophesied to the kingdom of Israel of the north, took this story and he was commanded by the Lord to marry a prostitute, and their son should be called Jezreel. Why Jezreel? Because of the judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon Israel of what was done and the blood that was shed here in the city of Jezreel. Even though Hosea prophesies destruction on Israel, he also prophesies comfort. And like always, the God of Israel promised he will never abandon his people. And there's always a remnant that will return and that will come to the land and build it again. The number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. In the place where it was said to them, "You are not my people," it should be said to them, "Children of the living God." For great shall be the day of Jezreel. The valley of Jezreel, once a symbol of destruction, becomes a symbol of restoration. and look around you and see how the Zionists, the Jews who came here, restored this valley. This is Ron Silberman for All Israel News.